Hello, and welcome to the Microburst error resolution for error codes 93009 and 93010 recording. These error codes both relate to timely filing. Our agenda for today, our topic, accurate resolution of timely filing error codes 93010 and 93009. Our first lesson will be to recall timely filing criteria for 1728 and 1725 emergent claims. Our second lesson will discuss how to research to validate those timely filing error codes 93010 and 93009. Our objectives: recall timely filing criteria for 1728, 1725 emergent claims. Examine previously submitted claims to prove timely filing for 1728, 1725 emergent claims. Examine claim images in Datanet to prove timely filing for 1728, 1725 emergent claims. And finally, locate the explanation of benefits, or EOB, the paid date in ECAMS, Datanet, or ARS to prove timely filing for 1725 claims. Lesson 1. Recall timely filing criteria for 1728, 1725 emergent claims. What is timely filing criteria for our 1728 and 1725 emergent claims? 93010 is our 2-year timely filing error code for 1728 episodes of care. 93009 is the 90-day timely filing error code for 1725 emergent claims. Lesson 2. Research to validate timely filing error codes 93010 and 93009. How do we validate timely filing for 93010? Claims must be submitted within 2 years of the date of service on the claim. The timely filing clock can start from the received date on the claim in ECAMS, or from the signed or creation date on the claim when you find the paper claim image in Datanet. How do we validate timely filing for 93009? These claims must be submitted within 90 days from the latest of the following: the date of discharge or death, as long as death occurs at the facility or en route to the facility, or the date the veteran exhausts obtaining payment from a third party. That is a lot of words that just means the date paid from the EOB. So we will use our date of discharge. That is very important as it differs from our 1728. 1728 uses the date of service on the claim. 1725 uses the date of discharge from the entire event. So if you're working on a professional claim, you have to ensure that you have found the discharge date before considering the timely filing error code. The EOB, if it is a 1725 episode of care and the veteran has active and relevant other health insurance, timely filing cannot be assessed until we receive that explanation of benefits and check the paid date. They have 90 days from the paid date to get the claim to us. So the timely filing clock starts the same. It's going to start from the received date on the claim or the signed or creation date on the paper claim image in Datanet. So where do we look to validate these timely filing error codes? ECAM, that should be our first place. That's where we're at. That's where we're working. Let's check ECAM. In ECAM, we can look for those previous or duplicate submissions. Now remember, ECAMS does not assign a duplicate error code unless the previous claim was already paid. So just because you don't see the 60101 or the 60102 error code on your claim, it doesn't mean that there aren't previous submissions. You want to use that claims inquire and search for claims that match yours. The CPT codes, the billed amount, the date of service, obviously, the billing NPI. You want to make sure that they are actually duplicate claims. And if one of them made it within 2 years or within 90 days, depending on the program authority, there's your proof of timely filing. In ECAMS, the received date. Now, I know some of you are thinking, why would you need to look at this received date? ECAMS will tell you. Well, as I stated, in 1725, we have to use that discharge date. ECAMS isn't programmed to look for or identify a discharge date. ECAMS only goes from the date on the claim. So even if your claim has a timely filing edit and the claim itself based on a date of service and the received date is more than 90 days, you still need to look for that discharge date and the received date. Find your 90 days or less. 1728, straightforward, date of service on the claim, received date on the claim. It's only 1725 where you have to look for that discharge date. And then finally in ECAM, we can use the other payers information, which is found in the show menu. The other payers information is the electronic submission of the EOB with the claim. There's also a paid date listed right there. That's how you determine your 90 days for 1725 with an electronic EOB. Datanet is our next application. In Datanet, you'll see the paper image of the UB, and you'll see the creation date. The signed date on a HCFA. Those can be used in place of the received date. And then there are also instances where claims come into Datanet but are rejected for various reasons before they even get to ECAM. But since the claim was received on behalf of the VA, even though it was rejected, we can use that claim to prove timely filing if necessary. The trick here is finding those claims that didn't make it to ECAM. By now, you should know that if you have a paper claim and you click on the paper clip icon, you have that repository key number that you can paste directly into Datanet and find that exact claim. Well, how would you find a claim in Datanet if you didn't have a repository key or you didn't have a paper claim? You can still search Datanet with the various search fields. Name, first name, last name, date of birth, billing NPI, date of service. My advice to you is to stay away from the Social Security number. That has a tendency to be the most mistaken piece of veteran info when vendors submit. In addition, some vendors are now submitting with the ICN or the client ID from ECAM. So using a Social Security number won't get you what you're looking for. And then oftentimes, providers may bill electronically, but when they submit their EOB, they submit it with a paper copy of the claim. And so when you go into Datanet, you'll find the EOB paid date. ARS, Attachment Retrieval System, another application you can use. If your claim is submitted electronically, meaning that the source says HIPAA, if you click on that paperclip icon and there is a number in the repository key, you can copy and paste that into ARS. Oftentimes, this will just be records. However, they can be EOBs as well. And so in ARS, you're going to see that EOB paid date when you view the document. FIPS or SPPS and SBCA are two additional applications that we are not going to demonstrate in this recording. However, you can find the receipt or the received date in each of these. If you have questions regarding how to gain access to FIPS or how to use either FIPS or SBCA, please check with your supervisors and or your regional trainer. As I said, for today, we are not going to demonstrate these two. Just remember that they are available to you should you need them. Okay, how and where to find these dates. The next few slides are some screenshots showing how to find these dates. First of all, we're going to start with ECAM. We're looking for those previous submissions. We're looking for that received date, and we're looking at that other payer's information. Here is a screenshot of a search in ECAM. As you can see, there are 4 claims. 3 of them are the outpatient UB claims. Those 3 all have the same billing provider NPI, they all have the same date of service, and they all have the same billed amount. Let's take a look at the one that's highlighted yellow. When we open this one, we see that it has the error code 93009, 90-day timely filing edit. The received date is December 13th, 2021. The date of service or the date of discharge, the to date, is August 15th, 2021. Well, August to December is more than 90 days. So let's go back to our search. Let's choose another duplicate claim. This time it's the one highlighted in green. Let's open that one. Again, we're trying to prove 90-day timely filing. Now, whether this claim has the error code on it or not is irrelevant. All we're looking right now, we have a claim that we're working. Now we're looking to find a previous submission that met timely filing. Receive date here, August 31st. Remember, our date of service is still August 15th. August 15th to August 31st, 2021 is not more than 90 days. This claim would be considered a timely submission. Therefore, we can force the 93009 error code and reference this in the note, this claim, this TCN, as our timely submission. What about the EOB's paid date in ECAM? Let's open this up a little bit. This is the other payers information screen. And then I just made the amount patient liable and the paid date larger, but you can see they're all the way over to the right of your screen. You have the blue hyperlink, which tells you the amount paid. If you click on that blue hyperlink, it'll break it down into the patient responsibility categories. But unless you're reviewing for secondary payment, all you're concerned with is proving timely filing. Now, sometimes when you go to the show menu, and you see that there was an amount paid, for instance, here there was an amount paid of $179, but there's no paid date listed. If you reference the secondary payer job aid that you can find on the Palm SharePoint, it may be useful when you're trying to find these EOB dates. Just a little pro tip there. So we have an EOB amount, but we do not have a paid date. If we go into the service line and open each line and check the other payers information from the line level, you will see now we have that date, November 24th, 2020. So if you open it up and you see there's an amount paid but no date, go to your service line list or your service line detail and open the other payers information at each line, looking for that paid date. And reference that secondary payer job aid. Even if you're not reviewing for secondary, that job aid explains where to find that EOB data, which is what you're looking for. The only part of that data that you're concerned with is the paid date. Instead of going from the date of discharge, in an event where it's 1725 and the veteran has other health insurance, we go 90 days from the paid date on the EOB. Datanet. Datanet is a wonderful application, can be used for a multitude of tasks in our daily work. If you do not have access to Datanet, I highly suggest you reach out to your supervisor and request that, or go through the Your IT. However it is that you need to request it, get Datanet. It is extremely useful. And then, of course, ARS, we're not going to actually show today, the attachment retrieval system, but it's very similar to Datanet. Here we have another claim where timely filing was not met. Our to date on here, and this is an outpatient claim, so this is our discharge date. Our to date is September 11th, 2021. We got the claim on December 26th, 2021. More than 90 days, not by much, but still more than 90 days. And as you notice here, the source category says paper. So we click on that paperclip icon, we copy that repository key, take it into Datanet, find our claim and open it. And here we have our UB with the creation date of September 23rd, 2021. So instead of going with the 12/26 as a received date, we can now use the 9/23. Our date of service, 9/11. Creation date, 9/23. That meets the 90 days timely filing. We can force that error code. If you're looking at a professional claim, it will look slightly different. You're still going to copy that repository key. You're still going to paste that into Datanet and find your exact claim. However, when you open the claim, you're going to scroll all the way to the lower left-hand side where it says signature of a physician. In there, you're going to see that signed date. So this claim at the top portion of this page, we can see that our to date is 2/19. Now it's possible if this was under a 17, and it is 17/25, we would need to make sure that we found that discharge date. Was our veteran actually discharged on the 19th? For this demonstration, we're going to say that we did find that. So our discharge date is February 19th. Well, February to December is way more than 90 days. But since it's a paper claim and we can use the signed date, February to March, less than 90 days. This claim would be considered timely. You want to be sure and reference in the resolution comments where you found your proof of timely filing. Was it in Datanet? Was it in eCAMS itself? Was it in ARS? Now, what about the EOBs in Datanet? Again, we have a claim. It is an inpatient claim, so our to date here is our discharge, June 2nd, 2021. We did not receive the claim, however, until December 17th. This claim happens to be paper, so we go find the corresponding claim image in Datanet. We find the EOB was sent in with it, and the paid date on this EOB was October 14th, 2021. Now we are going to go from October until the day that we received it. October 14th to December 17th. less than 90 days. The reason behind this utilizing the paid date on the EOB is because we have to give the vendors time to bill the primary insurance, get their payment, get their denial, whatever it is, and get their remittance report, and then turn around and bill us for the leftovers. So as long as the primary insurance paid and that paid date is within 90 days of the date that we receive it, timely filing is met. Again, we're not going into FPPS or FBCA. If you have questions on either of those applications or need to request access for either of those applications, please reach out to your supervisor. For FPPS, I actually have an email that I can forward to your supervisor. He or she can then request the access in FIPS for you. It's very simple and it's very quick. So if that's something they're interested in, have them reach out to me. If you have questions about utilizing any of these applications, if you have questions about locating the EOB, if you have questions about finding claims in Datanet or ARS, reach out to your supervisor, reach out to your local trainers. All right, let's recap. 93010 is our 2-year timely filing error code for 1728 claims. This goes from the date of service on the claim. Always, no exceptions. We compare that date of service on the claim to the received date on our claim, the received date on any previously submitted claims in ECAMS that are identical. Or if it's a paper claim, we can use that creation date on the UB or the signed date on a HCFA or professional claim. And then finally in FIPS, there's actually at the bottom of the printed page, there is a receipt date that you can use. 93009, 90-day timely filing error code for 1725 claims. Now remember, this one is a little bit different. We're still going to use that received date on any prior claims in ECAMS. We're still going to use that creation or signed date in Datanet if it's a paper claim. We can use the receipt date on a claim in FIPS. We can also use that EOB paid date in other payers' information, both at the header or the line level. We can also locate those EOBs in Datanet or ARS. What's important to remember about 1725 is that we are going from the date of discharge. The date of discharge to that receipt date, the creation date, or the receipt date in FIPS, or the EOB paid date to the date that we received it. Thank you for choosing to listen to our recording today. If you have any questions about any of the material listed here, you can reach out to your supervisor, your regional trainers, or one of the TWD trainers. Have a great day.